Good nervous though, excited nervous. And let's see, is it streaming? It seems that it is streaming. Cool. Oops, maybe this should, let me handle the sound on this. Should be okay. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm honored to spend a little bit of time with you today. This is our first meditation workshop, and I hope you brought a little cup of tea I have here. This is a 3 ginger tea. And today's subject is going to be meditation and focus, how meditation uh, improves your focus and your productivity. And on the program, we're first going to say hello, take a little bit of time to wait if somebody else, some other people are joining us, and we're going to do a little meditation together, and then we're going to go into the subject of today. As I said, it is meditation for focus, how meditation enhances our focus and our productivity. I'm really excited. As I said, I'm a little bit nervous for this live thing because I hope that everything technically is working, but I think it should. So let me just light up a little bit of incense here. I like to use this Nakshempa incense just to put us a little bit in the mood. Put it in my dragon here. There you go. Also going to light up this crystal. Here we go. Take this book away so that it doesn't catch fire. And we're all good to get started. Okay. So again, I'm very excited for you guys to be here. I'm going to look at the chat. I see Charles. Hey, Charles. It's so good to see you. Hope you're doing well, staying safe. And you say that the sound is good. Okay, I'm very happy about this. So let's just start on our guided meditation. And after that, we will go on to talking about meditation and focus. I'm just going to take my glasses off for this so that I can close my eyes. And you too, please close your eyes, sit comfortably. You can sit on a chair. Currently, I'm sitting on the chair. You can sit on a meditation pillow, on the floor if your posture allows it. And since I'm on video today, I can really show you what I mean by this analogy of a string pulling you from the top of your head. So really from here, straight is not like this. Straight is just available. When we sit for meditation, we want to feel that we're sitting with dignity. Before I used to say with pride, but there's a weird connotation to it, but with dignity. You're sitting with dignity and with your own personal power. So you're not clenched like this. Your shoulders are nice and back, your chest is lifted, your chin goes in a little bit. And let's start to calm down a little bit with some nice deep breaths in through the nose and releasing with no effort through the mouth. Start to focus on your breath. Nice and gently, nice and smooth. And I want you to really be grateful towards yourself today for showing up, for taking this time for yourself and for yourself only. Whatever happened before this meditation, it doesn't matter. Whatever will happen after this meditation throughout the day, it does not matter. For now, you're taking the time for yourself and for yourself only to be present for a few minutes. Be mindful of your breath. And let's check our bodies now, making sure our skin is nice and smooth, nice and relaxed on our foreheads and our eyes are closed but gently closed, relaxing those temples, relaxing the jaw. There's a lot of tension residing here in the jaw, so when this is the case, simply come back to your breath and use your breath as a tool to relax each muscle, each tension. Use your breath as your own power, your force, your soul force, your mind force, the fuel for your cells, for your whole body, for your whole well-being comes from each one of these breaths. Relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Relaxing your solar plexus, your stomach, taking the opportunity of each exhalation to relax more and more. Relaxing your hips and your legs. Right down to your feet and toes. There might be all sorts of thoughts coming into your mind. That's okay. That is indeed the process of meditation. It doesn't mean that you're bad at meditation. It just means that you're meditating, quite simply. And we keep the anchor of our breath to remind ourselves, hey, thoughts, I'll deal with you later. But for now, I'm here. And now. Whenever you're ready, I would like you to put your hands on your heart. And whether out loud or in your mind, just say the words, thank you. Giving yourself the gratitude for showing up for yourself, doing yourself the gift of presence and relaxation, gaining soul force, for being here, taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. And while we nurture this self-love and appreciation for ourselves, for showing up day after day, we gain in self-respect. and we gain in self-confidence. And little by little, we start radiating this love, respect, and confidence. And people around us start to feel it, to appreciate it. And so by giving yourself this time, you are indeed giving a gift to the world around you. And I would like you to visualize yourself from outside, looking at yourself right there, sitting with your eyes closed, breathing softly, with your hands on your heart. See yourself and start to distance yourself. Zoom out as you see yourself in the room. Zoom out as you see yourself in your house. Zoom out even more as you see yourself in your environment. And at some point, you zoom out so far that you see yourself as a tiny little dot of radiant love, of you being a radiant exemplar to your environment. And you see yourself as a source of life. And notice all these other little dots around you. And notice that you are indeed part of this big entity that is life itself. You can call it nature. You can call it God. But see all these dots of light radiating love and feel the warmth that emanates from it. You may want to put your arms down now, palms facing forward, opening your chest and your back. Come back to your breath. Still feeling connected to these other little dots of light. To finish off this meditation, give yourself a gift of 2 minutes in silence. Whenever you're ready, put your hands in front of your heart. And I would like you to think of someone or a group of people. Could be anybody, somebody that you love, somebody close to you. It can be people that you don't even know, or people that you're having a conflict or argument with at this moment. And I want you to project your love, gratitude, and appreciation to this person or this group of people. Just a little bit from your radiant self that you have just nurtured and visualized. We do this by taking a nice deep inhalation. And on the exhale, we project our love. Whenever you're ready, put your hands down and open your eyes. Okay, so this is it for our guided meditation part. Just need a few seconds to come back to it. And I hope that the sound and the this is a thought that I was having was like, oh, I have my eyes closed. I hope that this whole live streaming is still working. I think it is still working. And this just shows you that this is the process of meditation. You have a thought that comes and you go back to that anchor, whether it's your breath or the sound of somebody's voice that is guiding you through that process, or a sound and vibration like we do every day, those vibrational meditations for this transcendental feeling, or as we do these mantra based meditations. Also, the mantra is just an anchor so that you can go back. This is a perfect segue for today's theme of the meditation workshop, which is meditation and focus and productivity. Let me just look at the chat. And there's some people here. Cool. Pain Pixie, hello. Nice to see you. Denise, Matthew, Judith, Ninad. Awesome. It's so cool to see you guys here and for us to meditate together. I feel that there's a force when there's more than one person meditating at the same time. I really do. And this was also one of the motivation to do those live meditations. And currently there's 22 people, so I like to imagine that there was 22 little lights meditating together, and that is awesome. So the first question that I would like to answer towards today's subject, which is meditation uh, as an enhancement to our focus and productivity, is why is it so important? Well, it's very important for a multitude of reasons. We live in a very fast-paced life, right? In a very fast-paced society. And I'm having troubles talking because I'm still a little bit in my meditation. So maybe next time we'll turn it around. Um, but it is very important for us to be able to be present, and not just during our meditations in the morning or in the evening or both, but throughout the day, so that we can be focused on what is important for us to do, depending on your goals, depending on your inspirations, aspirations, on your ambitions, but also so that you can be present with the people that you care about, with your family, your spouse, your girlfriend, your friends, your colleagues. And we tend to be very dispersed in our time and age. We always are thinking about something else. I recently read a study that we have more inputs coming to us in one day, in one waking day, so about 16 hours today in 2020, than in a whole lifetime a few hundred years ago. And we're not really prepared genetically for all these inputs. And it's very important that we train ourselves to be able to stop the ruminating mind that is constantly going on throughout the day, and which might be one of the reasons where when it's difficult for you to fall asleep. A lot of people are sending me messages, hey, I'm having troubles falling asleep. Are these meditations going to help? And the answer is yes, of course, because you're training your mind to stop just for a few seconds, even in the morning, throughout the day, and in the evening. And you can go to bed, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath, control your thoughts, and go to sleep. Now, how are we training our focus through meditations? I talked about it earlier a little bit when I talked about anchors, right? So maybe today our anchor was our breath, or usually we use a sound as an anchor so that when our thoughts come from all over the place, and they will, we are thinking beings. This is completely normal and natural for us as humans to to think all the time. Negative thoughts, positive thoughts, thoughts from reality, but also thoughts from a conditional universe. And I'm sure you've felt this many times also when you're ruminating and, oh, I should have done this, I could have said that. If this other thing happened differently, then I would have done that differently. You're in a completely parallel universe to the reality of, no, this is exactly what happened, right? And you train this through meditation. It's very, very important. And maybe a few hundred years ago in modern society, at the time, you didn't need so much. But today, as I said, we have more inputs in 16 hours than we used to have in our whole lifetime. So this is a very important skill to have. Um, Another thing is to improve our productivity, we need to improve our time management, right? Just makes sense. But I think that to improve our productivity and time management, we need to improve our energy. So energy management comes first. And what I have found from my own experience and from the experience of some students is that meditation has been able for us to really work on our physical energy, on our zest, on our panache. And that is for a multitude of reasons. The first reason I talked about a little bit earlier, which was it will help you sleep. It will help you sleep. And if you meditate in the morning, in fact, you will have a immediate ROI, return of on investment, in that same evening. And that is because you've trained your mind to focus on that anchor, to focus on your breath, to calm things down, to say, hey, thoughts, I hear you, but I'll deal with you later. And you apply this throughout the day when you have people talking to you and emails and social media and everything, and you gain this skill that becomes intrinsic, where you can calm everything down. And when it comes time to go to bed in the evening, you've trained this all day. And so you go to bed, and if you have a million thoughts coming at you, which is the number one cause for insomnia, then you're able to say, hey, stop. Now is the time for me to rest. Now is the time for me to rest my body and my mind and my soul. I will deal with this later. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, also, you're able, because you've trained it, it is a skill to say, hey, 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 hey. All of these thoughts, these plans for tomorrow, what happened yesterday, this business, this whatever, stop. Now is the time to sleep. And with meditation, you train yourself to have the ability not only to stop and control these thoughts, but most importantly, to catch yourself when you're having all these thoughts, so that then you can take action, you can make a decision, and you can say, stop. Now is time for me to rest. And of course, if you meditate throughout the day, you will have, it's kind of tiny mini little naps, 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, or just one conscious breath. It's incredible. And to finish off on the subject of energy and how this energy makes you more productive for obvious reasons, there's also the fact that when you meditate consistently every single day, you're able to catch yourself when moments of passion arise. And when I say passion, I mean moments that go out of your reasonable self, right? So if something happens and you get terribly angry, for example, this is a huge energy kill. You get angry and you forget why. And the Stoics say that anger is temporary insanity. But when you've practiced meditation, self awareness, mindfulness, you're able to say, after a few seconds, hey, this happened. I have the freedom to choose the outcome. This is something that we're going to talk a lot in the next few videos, is freedom. Where does freedom happen? Well, freedom happens between stimulus and response. There's an event that happens, anything. The outcome does not depend directly on that event. Otherwise, we would all have the same outcomes in life. The outcome will depend upon your reaction, your opinion to that event, the way that you will respond to that event, your ability to respond, right? And right there between stimulus and response, this is where your freedom lies. And by meditating, you're training yourself to catch yourself so that you can make a decision, a free decision to, to whatever outcome you want. And so when you have these emotions such as anger, frustration, or deep, deep sadness, not just sadness, which is a normal human feeling, but like something really intense that will completely damage your energy. This is meditation really helps for that. And I think I've covered what I wanted to say. Um, Let me see a bit the chat. Sandra says, I find it very difficult to meditate in the morning. I understand, but I would like to know why. And if it's just because, you wake up and you don't have time, then that's a completely different subject. Just make the time. So if you need to wake up 5 minutes earlier to meditate 5 minutes, it will improve your quality of your life so much so. As I said, it's a direct return on your investment on the whole day that you'll spend on the evening. So try to make an effort to meditate in the morning, definitely. Um, I like to meditate first thing in the morning. And at first it was not easy. It's a habit, you have to get used to it. But it's like brushing your teeth. You would not brush your teeth. A few hundred years ago, we didn't brush our teeth. In the medieval times, you had these gross black teeth, disgusting, right? You would not imagine having medieval teeth now. But it's the same thing for meditation. We live in a society where we don't have a choice, where we have to meditate because, as I said, we get so much input. We have to rely on so many other people's priorities, so many digital inputs. But you walk in the streets and you have advertising for this and advertising for that on the bus and on the train station and everywhere, people walking so fast because everybody is so busy and everybody is in such a hurry. You get so much stress, so much input, that it becomes something that it's a non-negotiable. You have to do it, otherwise you become insane. And we are kind of becoming insane. And I know that not everybody meditates, but I like to always quote Krishnamurti, who said, "It is no measure of health to be well adapted, well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." So it's not because very people meditate, well, more and more now, but not everybody meditate. That doesn't make it okay. Just as if nobody was brushing their teeth, you would still brush your teeth because you care about your hygiene. And this is also a really interesting subject on prioritizing your meditation. Like you would prioritize the well-being of your mind. So the Stoics, they like to say, the Stoic philosophers, they like to say, you wouldn't let anybody punch you in the face, right? Or harass you physically, or touch you if you would not want to be touched, or you would feel violated physically. But what of your mind? All day, every day, we're violating your mind, your thoughts, your spirit, your soul with, social media, advertisements, the television, this, that, emails. And again, walking in the street and you get all these inputs, you have to protect your mind just like you would protect your body. If it's really cold outside, you're going to wear a coat. Well, the same way, you want to wear a coat to your mind. And so I understand that it's hard to meditate in the morning, but really do it because I think it's something that we really need. Lewis is here. Hey, Lewis. She says, morning is the absolute best time for me. Only I get up for a couple of hours and then sit. That's awesome. I do it like directly when I get out of bed. I meditate. Uh, it depends how much time, 15, 20 minutes approximately. Then I do some Wim Hof breathing exercises, and then I start my day. But it has really helped me so much. I'm actually celebrating soon 365 days of not missing a single meditation, and it has helped me so much. And it has not only helped me, but it's helped uh, the people around me, also my colleagues, because I focus better, I react in a better way, and with my relationships, the way I interact with other people, it has helped me so much. I'm going to do a video about this for sure, but um, Denise has a note on her fridge that says, uh, "Do it for your own sanity." Absolutely, absolutely. Inix asks, "Do you do the cold showers too?" I think you're referring to Wim Hof method because I said I did the breathing exercises. Yes, I do. I take a cold shower every day after my workout. And maybe it's a little bit cheating because after your workout, it's much easier to take a cold shower than immediately after bed. But I have this whole routine where I wake up, I meditate, I do my breathing exercises, then I will do a very short workout. Like normally I do two sun salutations and a few kettlebell swings, and then I do my deep, intense work. So I write, I do whatever it is that I need to do, and then I'll do an intensive workout after that. Currently, there's no gyms, of course, we're in lockdown. So I use my Peloton bike, I have a few weights, and then I'm really hot. So I go in the shower and I take a nice cold shower. And it has felt amazing. I've not caught a cold ever since I've been taking cold showers. It has made me happier. It's a thrill every time. Yeah, it's been amazing. And I'm not a cold shower kind of guy. I mean, I suppose I am because I take them, but I'm Mediterranean. The cold is something that was very scary for me at first, but you get so much joy from these cold showers that I just simply cannot miss one. Um, Matthew says, I've been quite messy with my meditation schedule recently, need to get back on track. So I just finished a coaching program, became a certified optimized coach, and this program it's an awesome program, and we mix ancient wisdom with modern science, and it's life coaching basically, right? And yesterday was the graduation, and the first thing they said is, "Welcome to day one. Every single day is day one. So, if you're struggling to meditate today, tomorrow is day one. And if you've meditated tomorrow, well, the next day is day one. It is always day one. You always have to reinforce your protocols, reinforce your routines, reinforce your core beliefs, your values, your virtues, your duties. Every single day is day one. So, if you're having a difficulty with your meditation schedule today, tomorrow is an opportunity for you to put it back on track. And for the meditation schedule, if I can give you an advice, is to make it simple. Make it really, really simple. For me, the simplest way is that I get up, I just stand up. I mean, not stand up, but I sit up, I close my eyes. They're already closed most of the time anyway. And then I meditate. I'll usually take my cover off, and I like to sleep in a room that is quite cool. So that's it. And I do my meditation like this. And when I'm done, I'm done. I do my breathing and the rest of my routine. In order to get things done, you just have to make it really easy. And what I would suggest also for you to do is to don't think of meditation. It's so complicated. Just think of like maybe just one breath. Say, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm just going to have one mindful breath. And then chances are you'll enjoy it and you'll have a second breath and maybe a third one. and you'll gain momentum. You're like, oh, this is feeling good. And like, this is something that I really want to do. So either you'll come and do a guided meditation, or you'll just meditate like this. Um, but make it really easy, you'll gain momentum. This is something that I do also when I don't feel like working out. So I have this new program that I've set up for myself where I work out every single day. And I know you're supposed to take rest days, but I do active recuperation days, right? So I recuperate, but on the bike, and I do like a low impact ride or something like this. But my point is to be in perpetual motion. And some days I really, really don't feel like it. So I just tell myself, hey, you know what? Get on the bike, cycle for 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then, you've showed up at least, and then you can quit. Usually after 1 minute, I continue because you get the momentum. I use the Peloton, so of course you have these coaches who are amazing and they motivate you and they're awesome. So this also helps, but just getting on the bike, showing up. I've read something about a guy recently that used to do these Ironman races, and he was like a really big champion. And he would say, I go to the gym every single day, and this is like a non-negotiable. But sometimes, I get into the lobby and I decide there, do I do the workout or do I go back home? And usually he does the workout because he drove there, he went there, he has his bag. Okay, may as well do a few exercises when he doesn't feel like it. But he always goes, and then you decide. Um, Congratulations on graduation. Thanks, Charles. Do you do yoga? What are your thoughts on it? So I don't know if I do yoga. I do a few sun salutations every morning. It's mainly a stretching exercise than real meditation than real yoga. What I like about yoga is that it is breath centered. So, you exercise and you synchronize your body to your breath, and this has been great for me. I've also struggled. It reminds me, thank you. I've also struggled with posture for a long time, and yoga has helped me. I do rejuvenative yoga every evening before I go to bed. So I've been sleeping on the floor. A lot of crazy things have happened recently, but now I'm actually sleeping on the floor, and this is also for a multitude of reasons, mainly for my back, also because I get up extremely early. I get up at 3:30, and I'm just being kind and sleeping somewhere else, so I don't wake up everybody at 3:30 every morning, which would be quite mean. But also for my back and for my posture. So when I go to bed, I go to bed on the floor and I do some rejuvenative yoga. So I have these uh, roll, these big cylinders, and I roll on my back and on my legs, on my quads. I have these yoga blocks, so I'll lie down on those and breathe to mend a little bit my posture because I tend to be like this. I work a lot on the computer and I do most of my workouts on the bike now, so I really need to expand my rib cage and my shoulders and my chest and my back. So I'll do a few minutes of regenerative yoga on that. But yeah, yoga is pretty cool. I don't You can't do everything all the time, but it's something that I like to do sometimes. Um, if you do read, what's your favorite book? Well, that's a great question. I do read. I read a lot. I used to read too much. So I used to read one book every 2 or 3 days. And that was way too much because you don't have time to absorb. You don't have time to really think about what you're reading. You don't have time to negotiate with the data that you're inputting yourself. So I've calmed down a little bit on that, and I read quite a lot still, but like not so much. My favorite book, this is really hard to say what my favorite book is. I would say The Enchiridion by Epictetus. Enchiridion actually means the guidebook, the workbook, the guidebook, I think. And it is a guidebook to Stoic philosophy, which is really amazing. One of the books that I read practically every single day is Marcus Aurelius's Meditation, and I read it every day, just like not like I read it every day, but like I read a little passage every day. There are little paragraphs here and there, and there's strong wisdom, especially with everything that's going on in the world today, with the leadership that we have, knowing that this guy, Emperor of Rome, would give us such wisdom, not for us, for him. He would write for himself. It was kind of his journal. This is one of my favorite books, Meditations. Um, Another book that I love, I'm looking at my shelf just to remind myself, but basically all of the books by Stephen Pressfield I absolutely adore. The War of Art is an amazing book. Turning Pro is an amazing book. In fact, in my journal every morning, I have a whole section just on turning pro, turning as a pro philosopher, as a pro soulmate, as a pro hero, so protector of my loved ones, of the people I care about, of you guys, of the audience, of everybody, and a professional athlete. I view myself like this, even though I'm absolutely not a professional athlete, but I like to bring my identity. You know, you start with who, your identity, who it is that you want to be. And from that, what virtues do you need to be that person? And what behaviors do you need to embody to become the best version of yourself, to close this gap between who you are today and who you're capable of being at your true capabilities? And I like to think of myself as a pro athlete because I move perpetually. I have a timer on my watch every 16 minutes and 40 seconds. That's 1,000 seconds. I move up, I do a little bit of exercise, I recuperate actively on the bike, and so on. So, Turning Pro is really a book that has changed my life a lot. Um, what is the role of the diet? Do you have some specific regime or what you eat and what not? Well, this is yeah, I mean, I do. I could make a whole video about this. I'm not sure if I mean, I can talk about it a little bit. So for me, if you would talk about like some spiritual diet, what it would be is I like to eat normal foods, real foods, not food like substances. So my diet is basically I look at what I eat. If there's a word that I don't understand on the package, this is a sign that I'm not going to touch that food. We like to eat organic. Now it's a lockdown, so we get all our vegetables delivered from a farm that's an organic farm. I do eat meat um, because I try to reduce it as much as possible, but I do still eat meat. What's the most important for me is I do a feeding time. I have a feeding time. So I only eat during 4 hours from 12 to 4. And I fast in between those things. So I fast for 20 hours a day. I do intermittent fasting, and then I eat for 4 hours. Not 4 hours straight, but like in the space of 4 hours, I'll eat and then I don't. This has helped me a lot with my sleep. It has helped me a lot with my mood. Um, Now, the scientific reason behind this, I'm not sure. I don't know. This is just my experience, but it has definitely enhanced my happiness. And also, there's something that I was thinking about recently, which was putting myself in little zones of discomfort. Like, as human beings, genetically and evolutionary, we're supposed to be hungry. We're supposed to be hungry. And then you go, you hunt, you gather, you do whatever it is that you need to do. But your body needs to be hungry. Your body needs to feel certain discomforts because this is natural for it. It needs to be cold sometimes. It needs to, and it needs to be hungry sometimes. So it has enhanced my digestion, my mood, my sleep radically. It has improved my workouts. Um, I did lose a bit of weight, but that's not my priority. Um, I mean, visceral fat is bad, so this is something I like to focus on, but mainly my sleep, my energy, and my mood. Um, would love a video on it. Yeah, sure. I'll absolutely do one. And okay, guys, thank you so much for showing up today. I'm so happy that you've taken the time and that we've meditated together, and I felt your energy, and it was absolutely awesome. I'm very happy and proud that can meditate? Sorry, I'm reading at the same time. Oscar asks, can meditation help people with ADHD? Yes, absolutely. That's something that I'm going to talk about it. I will make a video. But everything that I've said today, basically on focus and productivity, is applicable to that edge case. It will absolutely help ADHD. And a lot of ADHD is not really ADHD. A lot has to do with your blood sugar. There's so many factors to consider if you are suffering from ADHD, or if you think you're suffering from ADHD. I used to be told that I had ADHD, but it was a whole mix max of a lot of different things. So we'll talk about this in the future, absolutely. Um, but just the fact that you're taking some time and training your mind to anchor itself into something specific, such as a vibration, or it can be an object. Sometimes I meditate and just, look at the flame of a candle. Sometimes I'll just blow on the candle to make sure that I don't blow the candle out. Um, to really practicing this soft, smooth breath. And this will definitely help you. Betty, big virtual hug to you too. Big virtual hug to everybody, socially distance. And thanks so much for being here, for your support, for your presence, for your energy. And thanks on behalf of yourselves also for showing up for yourselves every single day in our meditations. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.